In this lesson, we will add the muscle spline and secondary controls. We'll get started with the spline object. Let's go ahead and head over to our Create panel, Shapes, and we'll create a line. Next, let's go ahead and check our snap settings. Let's go ahead and uncheck grid point snapping and turn on pivot snapping, and we'll just snap to each helper. Let's now press the S key, and we'll begin. So let's wait until we've actually lined up with the object that we need to snap to, and then we'll click. Click again, just two more, and the last one at the top. There we go. Sweet, let's go ahead and right click to exit the tool. If we were to go to our modify panel and go to our vertex sub-object level, you'll notice that the spline is moving in a very rigid way. It's very linear, of course. Let's go ahead and smooth this out. That way, as our helpers move along the spline, they will also move in a very smooth way, so we can get some organic deformations. So here's what we'll do. We'll go ahead and grab all of our vertices. Let's now right click and convert our spline from corner to Bezier. Now watch this. If we were to go in and grab any one of these points, you'll notice that they are now moving smoothly. Fantastic. Alright, let's go ahead and exit our vertex sub-object level. We'll also press the S key to turn off snapping, and we'll now rename our spline. So that's going to be muscle_spline. We'll create a new layer for it, and we'll name it Muscle Hidden. Sweet. So any objects that we should not see once the muscle is finished will be added here. Let's make sure the default layer is still active. If you need to, go ahead and recolor your spline to something that's a bit easier to see and select. Fantastic. Now, once we have done that, we can then go ahead and reset the X-form on this object. We can go ahead and collapse it down using the first choice modifier stack result to clean it up. Sweet. And now we're ready to create our secondary controls. Let's go ahead and grab muscle C. We'll clone it, Control V, and we'll name this object Muscle End Handle. Let's click OK. Underneath the Modify panel, we'll change its display to cross. That way it's easier to select. And then from there, we can go ahead and clone this object, and we'll name it Muscle Start Handle. From there, we can press Shift A to quick align this to the second helper. Fantastic. Now, let's say we go ahead and link these to their respective controls. So this start handle will of course be linked to our start helper, and the end handle to its end helper. Now, grabbing both objects, we can go ahead and freeze transforms. Great. And then next, it's time to skin the spline. So we can go ahead and head over to our modify panel, add the skin modifier. And now let's go to add and add our objects. So it's going to be every helper except for the helpers in the center, because they will be constrained to our spline. So basically all of the control objects of our muscle system. So let's go ahead and get in and get right to it. I'll go ahead and hold down Control and click to expand the muscle globals hierarchy. We'll go ahead and find muscle end handle, start, and start handle. Now it's time to choose select and test this out. Let's go ahead and start to move our controls and take a look. So we're now driving the shape of our spline. How cool is that? As we start to rotate, take a look at this. This is going to work wonderfully when it's time to deform the spine and the character's neck. Should be really pleased with this. Alright, sweet. I'll go ahead and grab the start control and use transform to 0 to bring it back. It's better to do that than to undo, just to make sure that we've actually frozen the transforms of this object. Sweet, so that's it for this lesson. In the next lesson, I'll show you how to get the helpers constrained to follow our spline.